Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone had an amazing time in your committees. The Secretariat and I certainly enjoyed hopping in and out of your committees and listening in. I want to extend our gratitude to all delegates. Without you, our efforts would have all been to waste. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the amazing Secretariat team who've poured their blood, sweat, and tears, while socially distanced, into this conference. I've certainly been impressed by both this team's diligence, but also their drive and determination, as some of them balanced IB, senior year, and a pandemic at the same time to work on this conference. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, I've been extremely grateful for them and the work they've put into this conference. Now, we'll be moving on to the part that I'm sure everyone has been waiting for. But before we do, a quick word from our lovely Chief of Staff, Rose.
Thank you, David. My name is Roso, and I stand at this podium today as a Chief of Staff because I want every delegate here to walk out feeling like they've learned something and they want to come back home. To beginner delegates, I say congratulations on taking a big step in your confidence. You will find out that the world of MUN is extremely gratifying and you will not regret joining. To advanced delegates, welcome back to your second home. The home of feeling the adrenaline rush through your body when speaking to greet familiar faces you now call your best friends. Indulging yourself in MUN is something that you will never regret. I am proud to say, as that MUN activities has transitioned online, OakridgeMUN has contributed to providing a MUN experience to anyone who stumbles upon us. We are extremely blessed to diverge past a small area in the Lower Mainland and provide a universal day for many. We hope everyone enjoyed their committee sessions and debates. I'd like to thank our very experienced and talented staff members for running the committee sessions. Every one of you managed informative, passionate, and entertaining sessions for delegates while maintaining a level of respect. The World Health Organization showed excellent leadership in leading a committee with many beginner delegates. Legal presented exceptional knowledge and passion for an underrepresented committee in MUN. And the EU effectively led delegates and maintained the flow of debate. ICJ was also able to incorporate an extensive and unique procedure to delegates and secretariat. UNSC upheld the level of professionalism to profound levels. And lastly, ad hoc. The hidden committee definitely made this day memorable for all participants. Since the Secretariat senses the amount of fatigue built on for staring at screens for countless hours this weekend, we will quickly move on to the awards. Without further ado, I will now pass the mic on to the Director of the World Health Organization.
Good afternoon, honorable delegates, sponsor teachers, fellow staff, and the Secretariat team. My name is Renee Tung, and I've had the privilege of directing the most engaging and most extraordinary committee. To start, I would like to thank the DICE team for making this committee so successful and memorable. I could not have done it without you all. To Anya, my chair, who is always willing to take initiative in leading the conference, and to Owen, my assistant director, thank you for always taking notes of the delegates and constantly helping me throughout the conference. I truly enjoy working with you all. I would also like to thank the delegates for putting in the efforts to participate and giving great insights during the conference. Through a weekend of pleasant debate, unique experience, and unforgettable memories, we arrive at the time we are at now. Whether it be the passionate debates on preserving mental health in war-torn areas, the discussion of abolishing every world religion as an effort to counter anti-vaccination, or the contentious clashes between opposing blocs, there's simply too many things that make this pool of delegates unlike any other. Alas, we arrive at the difficult decision of awards. Believe me when I say I wish I could give every delegate an award. Every single one of the delegations in the WHO had a distinctive contribution, and removing even one would drastically alter the way our committee went. This decision was exceptionally challenging to make. I, my chair Anya, and my assistant director Owen are all extremely proud of everyone. After the conference, please do not remember the awards. Remember instead the experiences you've had, the new things you've learned, and the new friends you've made. Each and every delegate has something they should be proud of. With that being said, the awards are as follows. For this delegate's ability to weave significant points into intricate and beautiful speeches, as well as their boldness in proposing numerous ideas, the Honorable Mention Award goes to United Kingdom. For this delegate's excellent diplomacy in debate and discussion, in addition to invaluable contributions to the entire course of the committee, the Outstanding Delegate Award is presented to Sweden. And finally, for this delegate's thoroughly researched and eclectic speeches, massive influence both in motions and in unmoderated caucuses, as well as infinite determination to lead the entire committee, the Best Delegate Award goes to Ethiopia.
Greetings all. My name is Wesley Liu, and it was my pleasure to serve as the Director for Legal this year in OakridgeMUN. There are many people I have to thank for the success of our committee. I would like to start by thanking the Secretariat for planning this event and for the endless merciful extensions. And who could forget Arya and William, our Assistant Director and Chair. Their willingness to literally do everything I didn't want to do is astounding, and the responsiveness in dealing with any unexpected issues that arose was greatly appreciated. Lastly, the delegates. Your attentiveness and obvious passion for these somewhat more unconventional topics showed during debate. I consistently found myself entertained and pleased at the excellent points that were brought up. From 3 conflicting resolution papers being passed on a single topic, a terrorist guest speaker, China's zero-child policy, and the DPRK's proud 100% prosecution rate, this year, our committee was quite unconventional to say the least. I know everyone just wants me to stop talking now and move on to the most anticipated part, awards. Please remember that if I could give everyone an award, I really would, and that the lack of an award should not serve as discouragement from attending future conferences. With that being said, honorable mention goes to the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Outstanding delegate goes to Canada, and best delegate goes to the United Kingdom.
My name is Maykov, and proudly serves as the Director of the European Union at OakridgeMUN 2, alongside my wonderful chair, Cao Zhang, and my Assistant Director, Richard Min. This weekend, we worked on 2 very important topics in Europe, military reform and EU-Russia relations. In an incredibly productive 2 days, we were able to pass a resolution ensuring stability within the EU, we normalized relations with Russia, and had countless 5-minute mods. This is hands down one of the most talented groups of delegates I've ever had the pleasure of working with. They're thoughtful, eloquent, and collaborative. Regardless of the awards, all delegates should be proud of the quality of work and discussion they had. Without further ado, here are the awards. Outstanding delegate is France, and our best delegate is Belgium.
Hello everyone, my name is Jonathan Mia, and I had the honor of serving as the Director of the International Court of Justice for OakridgeMUN 2. Along with my intrepid chair Xu and my hardworking assistant director Michael, I've watched the judges in our committee learn and grow so much over the last 2 days. As we discussed the Russian annexation of Crimea and the Germany versus Italy case, everybody debated, argued, compromised, and deepened their understanding of international law, along with our special guests Russia, Ukraine, Italy, and the Italian mafia. These delegates were thoughtful, intelligent, and dedicated to the cause of bringing justice to the world. If I had it my way, I'll give everyone an award. But sadly, I cannot. As such, I'm giving the award of Best Delegate to Judge Kirill Javorchin. Congratulations to all.
Hello, delegates, secretariat, fellow chairs, and directors. My name is Emily Heyler, and it has been a pleasure to serve as the Director of the United Nations Security Council for the 2nd edition of OakridgeMUN United Nations. I would like to report that over the course of the weekend, the delegates passed a plethora of both public and private directives on the Anglophone crisis and the Persian Gulf crisis, respectively. To the wonderful delegates of the United Nations Security Council, I would like to first thank you for making this conference a memorable one, and being so understanding during all of the committee sessions. I got to see you, the delegates, create well-written resolutions during the course of the committee that responded to the multitude of crises that we gave you. As we all know, no director is complete with their amazing DICE team, and I could not have asked for a better one. To my terrific chair Tarek and my wonderful chair Jimmy, from being excellent at moderating debate to creating creative crisis updates, I have nothing more to say than thank you, and I cannot wait to see what you accomplish in the future. During this weekend, the United Nations Security Council made so many memories together and formed friendships that will last a lifetime. Here are some of the amazing memories that the UNSC formed in committee. Firstly, from dropping a refrigerator on the head of the Minister of Science, Monsieur Galami, to questioning Mr. Worldwide Spy, or the delegate of China who supposedly hired him. Secondly, to the multitude of French spoken in the committee by President Macron, to the multitude of nukes that was dropped over Iran. Thank you for destroying the world over the course of the weekend. Although I wish I could award all delegates for their work in committee sessions, for your creative resolutions, and your speeches, only one delegate stood out for going above and beyond in committee, for their leadership skills, eloquent speeches, and preparation. Please remember that awards do not define your worth or the amount of skill that you have as a delegate, because I've only gotten Best Delegate once in my entire Model United Nations career. The Best Delegate Award goes to the delegation of France. Congratulations, I hope to see you all again soon, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish in the future.
Two roads diverge into a yellow wood, one of Pope Francis III and one of Never Gonna Give You Up, Never Gonna Let You Down. Good evening, everyone. My name is Enoch Huang. I had the distinct pleasure of serving as your director for ad hoc at OakridgeMUN. Prior to this conference, I was more nervous about running a conference and a committee in a style that I never done before. But thanks to my wonderful delegates, it seemed that I had no need to stress. Over the course of this weekend, our 3 delegates successfully infiltrated the European Union, Legal, and UNSC. We successfully created an alliance with the Mother and proceeded to nuke multiple committees and countries working against the power of the Italian mafia on the side. After countless directives and crisis updates back and forth with the delegates, alongside extremely concerning tasks such as creating a whole Q&A session with lyrics of Never Gonna Give You Up and reading speeches as poems, I can confidently say that ad hoc has reached its goal of creating pure chaos. Now, before we move on, I would just like to say a big thank you to my most diligent chair, Felix, for being such a wonderful person and helping me along this journey of creating ad hoc. Without you, I don't think I could have ran this committee. Now, time for awards. Before we do awards, delegates are reminded to keep in mind that the world of Model UN is a place for us to grow and learn, and whoever receives awards here is not what will define you down the road of your journey in Model UN. With that being said, I truly do wish I could give awards to all of you. Now, the best delegate will go to Rick Astley of Ad Hoc.
Thank you, Rose, and a huge thank you to all of our staff members. But there's one more group of people that this conference could not have happened without, and that is my secretariat team. I can truly say that the OakridgeMUN 2 secretariat team consists of some of the most amazing people I've met and became friends with in the last couple months. First is Chidi, our USG of Outreach. Thank you for your diligent efforts in reaching out and securing us an amazing keynote speaker for this conference. You're always so amazing and so supportive, and I really loved your Secret Santa gift. To Brandon, our USG of IT, who occasionally takes on the role of media marketing. Your media skills never fail to amaze me every single time. And I'm happy to say that we've become so much closer in the last couple months after working on 3 different conferences together. USG of Media Marketing, Sunny. Thank you for being an amazing friend who was willing to step in as the role of media marketing at the very, very last minute. And I honestly appreciate your efforts of how you're always able to pull a post out right before the deadline. So thank you so much. To Joseph, our USG of Delegate Affairs. Thank you for your diligent effort in constantly responding to delegates, assigning positions, as well as balancing the needs of this conference. Truly, we would not be as successful as today if it weren't for these. Thank you for chasing down all of the backgrounders and spending many hours of your day editing those said backgrounders. Without you, our delegates would not have the backgrounders to look at and research, and so it is for you to thank of all of the research materials that we're able to provide. To Sam, our director of logistics, who practically does just about everything from editing opening and closing ceremony videos to editing every single form that we've put out so far. You're always able to prioritize this conference, and your efforts are greatly appreciated. To Rose, our chief of staff, who always manages to make time out of her schedule for this conference and to do interviews with me for all of these staff members that are here today. Thank you for taking so much time, and your efforts are truly critical to the success of this conference. Last, but certainly not least, my Director General, David. Thank you for trusting me enough to hand this conference to me, and I hope I do not disappoint. But your constant support and constructive criticism is the reason why I'm here today, and I truly would not be here without you. So thank you for being an amazing Director General as well as an amazing friend. Now, it has been an honor to serve as the Secretary General for OakridgeMUN 2, and I'm so happy that I had this opportunity and was able to meet all of these amazing people.
Before we close the second iteration of Oakridge Model United Nations, there's someone here who I need to thank. I met Emily back in May of 2020 on the secretariat team for a different conference, and I honestly have no idea how we even ended up working on this conference together, but she's been supporting me and this endeavor since before it even existed. This is my second speech just for this conference alone that I'm thanking her, and I'm still not sure if I can fully express just how important she has been to me this past year. It might take another dozen speeches, I do not know, but that won't stop me from trying with this one. Emily's the kind of person who works so hard that everyone else has a hard time comparing. She's the kind of person who would work overtime on a Friday night, then offer to come in early on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday the following week. She inspires without effort, she leads with ease, and most importantly, she's both friendly and supportive without question. She's truly been instrumental for this conference, both for the staff and the secretariat, and together, we are deeply grateful for her support and the work she's done for these past months. Thank you very much, Emily.
And I hope you enjoyed your weekend of fruitful debate, and I now officially call OakridgeMUN 2 to a close. I hope I see all of you guys again for the third iteration of Oakridge Model United Nations in the fall of 2021. Thank you so much, everybody.